Okay, so the podcast I decided to do was on the company Tom's by the founder Blake Mikowski, and that was from February 11th of this year. So his first business was actually a laundry service. He got injured while playing sports and he was unable to do the laundry, and that's how the idea sparked. He called it Easy Laundry, and him and some of his buddies started it. It became so successful that he was able to expand to four other colleges in the Texas area. It was actually so successful, he actually dropped out of college. He was then able to sell the company for about $100,000 after a few years of operating it. So that was in the early 1900s. His second business was he got into to billboards in Nashville. So for country singers, he would put up their albums when they were about to come out, or like their album work onto these big billboards on the side of people's apartments and condos. He did. So he did have to do some cold calling for this to be able to find out who was releasing albums and, who he could get to allow him to put these billboards on the side of these buildings. This was actually pretty successful, and he was able to sell it to Clear Channel, which he received some pretty big checks from. His third business was a driving ed business. He didn't really mention much about this one, as if I'm recalling correctly. He then goes into his most successful business, was Tom's. You could say that his first business for the laundry was successful because he was able to sell it and make a large profit. However, compared to his Tom's company, it's a different scale. Some major challenges he faced in his early career. I think he did mention that for his billboards company, he did have some issues with the government allowing him to display the billboards. And it was hard to make connections, so he had to do a lot of cold calling and emailing. But he didn't mention money very much, or he just seemed like whatever he wanted, he went out and did it. There wasn't really many challenges in the way. For his Tom's career, he did say that making Tom's was the hardest because he wasn't a shoemaker, so it was very hard to do something outside of his expertise. That's why he had to rely heavily on the people in Argentina to make the shoes for him until he could get, some other people to learn. I do agree with his approach of business, especially with Tom's. He was trying to help other people with his business model, so every time they were able to make a pair and someone would buy it, they would give a pair to a kid in Argentina. He did receive some criticism on the fact that, he should be employing people in these countries where he took this idea from. And he did say that he was trying to manufacture shoes in these different countries that they were giving the shoes to. The company is still up and running. However, I don't see very much news about it now. I would say that the hype of something new and different has calmed down. But a few years ago, that's all you would see people wearing is Toms. They have come out with some new styles and different things, but they're not as popular as they were when they first released. And if I was working for SoftBank, I don't think I would recommend this company as a portfolio company, just because, like I said, I think the company has hit their peak and they're kind of on a decline. I haven't really seen much news but I'm not really sure of their sales. I could be wrong. And yeah.